how's it going? It's been a long time since I've done a sit-down video. If you clicked on this video, then in this video, I'm going to be showing and discussing what kind of equipment I use when I go out to the cemeteries or when I want to communicate with spirits. This could be a really good beginner's guide to somebody who is just starting out, and if you're confused, like what to buy, what to look into, etc, etc. So with all that said, let's get right into this video because I'm excited. This is the bag that I use. This is just a old photography bag that I've had since I was quite young, but this works really well for carrying all my ghosty equipment because it's just a nice bag. So this is the bag. So the first item we're going to talk about are my cat balls. So these are literally cat toys and they're called cat balls. Any paranormal group will use these because they're so cheap. Click of a button and they turn on, but these are actual cat toys. And if you go onto Amazon and you type cat balls in, they're now so sought after that companies have picked up on this and they sell them as like ghost hunting equipment. What you do is you just click them on like this and then they go through their cycle, and of course since I'm touching it, it's going off. But the thought process is when a ghost comes up and touches it or brushes by it or does anything to where they're touching it, it will go off by itself. I've gotten these things to go off quite a bit. They go off all the time when I'm at the cemetery, and sometimes when I'm talking to spirit out in the cemetery, these go off like right as I'm asking the yes or no questions. And so if you're looking to invest in some equipment, highly recommend cat balls. These were about $15.99 I think on Amazon. I'll have all the links below just for you to check them out, but they're really inexpensive and they really do the trick. The next thing is literally a flashlight. This I got at Menards for 99 cents and it is literally just a flashlight. But how you do this is you click it on, and obviously there's a button back here. So you click it on and what you do is you twist it until it gets right to the point where it's off. And then what I usually do is I tap it. So when it does that, where you can see the light kind of go on, then it's ready. And all you do is you set it wherever and make sure that this doesn't twist so it turns on right away. And wherever you set this, there's a possibility that a spirit will come up and use the energy to turn it on. Now I have had this go off a lot when I first started. In the beginning when we started to go out by my grandpa's grave, this thing was turning on and off. When I would ask my grandpa yes or no questions, it would go on and off instantaneously. It was kind of wild. It's crazy to see this thing go on and off by itself when you're not touching it. It really is a whole nother experience to watch it on video than to take your little booty out to a cemetery and watch this stuff go off in front of your eyes. If you're looking for some cheap equipment, this would definitely be a really good one. Like I said, this was 99 cents. Any flashlight will do. Flashlight, 99 cents. Definitely get this with the cat balls. This is an EMF reader. It's basically a stud finder for the most part. This was about $25 before tax and shipping. You can get these on Amazon, and how they work is they come just like this, and then there is this, let's see if it'll focus. There is like a cut out part here, and you just push that in and then the lights light up. Now in my house, this thing doesn't really work because there's a bunch of power lines at my house or close by, and so they tend to go off when I twist it, and flip it upside down and stuff. You can see how the light is going on. When you're out investigating, these lights will go all the way up to red. Sometimes we've gotten it to come up to orange, and that just means that a spirit is either touching this or they're close by. We've had this thing go off a few times in the beginning, and it's kind of crazy to see this thing go off when you ask people or spirits to come up and touch it, and then when it does go off, you're like, whoa, because when you're holding it, that means that they are literally right in front of you doing this. So if you want to have a wide variety of different equipment, it's not too bad to get this one. I don't really use this one a whole lot because it seems to work the best when you're holding it and you're talking to spirits to ask them to come up and touch it. Whereas the cat ball, you can just kind of put off to the side, and then when it goes off, you'll be able to see it. With this, since the little bulbs in the front, the little lights are so small, you kind of have to always keep keep it really close and you kind of have to be able to see it. Otherwise, if you just take this and lean it up against something and ask somebody to like come up and touch it, if you look away for 1 second, this could go up to the yellow and you would never see it. So I do like having this. So if you do want to get one of these, I will have the link into the description. You can definitely get this off Amazon. So the next piece of equipment I have been using for so long, and these are so fun, and these are my dowsing rods. Now you guys have seen me use these since, man, I think I started using these like a year ago, but these ones come in a little case, and it's the case that says Spirit Hunter on it. It's got Calvin's hair on it, so it's what it's like being a dog mom. So dowsing rods are just 2 copper wires for the most part. They're always made out of copper. They come in a variety of different styles. If you've watched my previous videos of me, Tara, and Coral going out into the cemeteries, Coral's dowsing rods are a little different than mine. Hers, I believe, are a little shorter, and they have a little bulb at the end. They're a little thinner and they're a little lighter. I really do like hers. It just depends on what you want to get and how much money you want to spend. The reason why I always get these is because they came with a case, and I just like to keep things a little organized so it doesn't get all over the place. Their original purpose was to find water in the ground or gemstones or special stones in the ground. For me, when I first picked these up, I just assumed open means yes and closed means no, but you can do it the opposite way. Coral does hers where open means no and closed means yes. So yeah, so these were about $18.99, I believe, maybe $20. I'll put the link in the description below. But again, buy dowsing rods that you like, because they're basically all the same, but if you want a different style, it's definitely going to be up to you. So, or I'll leave the link in the description. So this is a spirit box. This is what it looks like. So this spirit box is by the company S-Box Ghost Scanner. And a lot of people ask me what this is and what it does. And it is actually a little box that scans radio frequencies at a very high speed or a slow speed, depending on what you want and depending on what level your spirit box goes to. You can also go forward, or you can reverse it and make it go backwards through the radio. I always tend to make it go forward, and on this one there is 4 different levels. So when you turn it on, it just turns on. I don't know if I want to turn it on right now because, well, you know what, let's turn it on.
S-Box scanning FM.
So obviously that's what it sounds like when you turn it on, and when you click this little button here, the forward button, and you hold it down, it's scanning these frequencies, and this is what it sounds like. So that is what it sounds like. I'm not gonna play it too much because if a voice comes through, which they kind of already were, it just makes you feel weird because you're in your safe space, you're in your house, and when you do this in your house, you don't feel safe anymore. So highly recommend not doing this in your house and doing it out in the cemetery or wherever you're going. We use this every time we go out. We get the craziest responses with this thing. I've had spirits say my name. I've had spirits say my last name. I've had spirits say names of people that I haven't met yet, that I'm going to meet and connect with, whatever they want me to tell to their loved ones with this thing. This was an investment, but if you're gonna do this, if you're going to go out to the cemetery or investigate, I highly recommend this. It also doesn't have batteries, so you charge it by just plugging it in just like a cell phone. It has other features on it. If you want, if you want me to go through more in depth on this product, I definitely can. But for now, I'm just gonna keep it light and simple. So again, link will be in the description if you wanna check it out. And last but not least, the REM Pod. The REM Pod, it comes like this, and it has an antenna which I will screw in just so you know what you're getting yourself into. This definitely comes up like this. The REM Pod is basically a heat and cold sensor. When you turn it on, it looks like this, so that it's battery. Well, it's battery charged, and there is a little black button that you push and turns it on. This red button is the reset button. So I'll turn it on. And when you first turn it on, it needs to calibrate. And when you touch it, it makes that noise. So it's got 3 buttons on the front, and you wanna zero it out. If you're holding it, it's probably gonna consistently go off. So I'm just gonna quickly go through this because it's gonna feel my heat. So what happens is when a ghost comes up and touches this, you hear that noise. And as you can see, there's other colored lights. There is a green and there is a blue, and there is it looked like it was a pink color, pink and blue. So 2 of the lights are for cold and 2 of the other lights are for heat. And then the middle light is for obviously if something's completely grabbing onto it like this and it's blinking. So I'm gonna turn it back off because it's just gonna keep going off and be annoying. I have never gotten this thing to go off. This was the most expensive piece of equipment I've bought so far. This was $180. I know. I've been wanting one of these things for a very long time, and honestly, yes, it was an investment piece, and I know at some point it's definitely going to go off. It's just gonna take some time because I feel like the ghosts are or the spirits are so normalized to the cat balls and the flashlight and like us and the dowsing rods that seeing this thing sitting out there, they're probably like, what the is this? I'm hoping in time it'll go off, but if you are just starting out, I would honestly say just skip this one for now because it is a lot of money. And if you don't plan on going out to a cemetery a lot, it's not gonna be worth it in the end. If you wanna check this out, I'll leave it in the description box below. With all that said, if you want to start ghost hunting or exploring that type of stuff, feel free to click on all the links below. I'm not putting the links below because I'm making money off of it. I'm just doing it as a helpful thing because when I wanted to start ghost hunting, I didn't know where to look, and so this is just for people that want to start getting into it. Don't forget to like the video so it shows me that you like this type of content. Please subscribe because you're not gonna want to miss what's coming next. And leave a fun comment below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.